So, it's time for an update. I got one of these things. You can't really see it. It's there. I know it's there. Maybe you can see the green circle a little bit more than usual. I also got this fat hench sound system because all the tramps next door do is fucking bang constantly. So we've got 1,000 watts of pure misery we can dish out to them. Struggling to get this in focus. You really can't see it, can you? Probably more to do with the bad lighting in here. Yeah, so onwards and upwards. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot because it's been so long. I kind of got one of these as well, which is the Oculus Quest 2, which is kind of the best thing since sliced dick. Yeah, I managed to get me not one of those, not an OG Xbox. That I bought that Xbox before you could kind of get Xbox One S's and series, not series. Yeah, it's too many beers to talk about Xbox because it I don't know how parents are going to buy these things for children because it's just an absolute clusterfuck. I'm trying to explain to people like what games you can buy and what games you can run. It's like, you can buy Call of Duty, but you don't get the Xbox Series X version, but it will work on the Xbox Series X like that. It's just a minefield. So yeah. Anyway, this is what I got. The thing that's not actually in there. We'll move this over here. But yeah, I have more than one light in here. Oh, don't don't insult my ceiling. Somebody did that in the comments once. Obviously, I did not fucking choose this ceiling. I have better things to spend money on than a ceiling, such as this. Pardon me. The Xbox Series X. So, Series X, it was never going to be a Series S because that's what I think of that. Kind of a pointless console, if you ask me. It's an like I don't know. It just annoys me that it comes into the conversation all the time. Like, oh, this is how the Xbox Series S version runs. I don't really care because obviously now I've got the Series X downstairs. I have can't really see it, but series, not a series, an Xbox One X. You have to be very careful when you talk about all these things. It's ridiculous. So yeah, got the One X running on a 1080p TV there, and it's like, I mean, it's running on a 1080p TV at the minute, but if it was on a 4K TV, there are games that it will run better than the Xbox Series S, mostly the older games. I'm not sure about stuff such as Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I don't know what resolution or anything it runs at on the One X, but I know that it runs at 30 frames on the Series S, which is kind of shitty. So yeah, games I have played. Now I have a real weird thing going on with this. I don't have the games up here; they're all downstairs. But the first game I bought was NBA 2K21, obviously the next generation edition, as they call it, or whatever. And that is basically, you know, Xbox Series X and S only. Um, Put the disc in, install it, start playing the game. The next day I get Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Install the game, playing a bit, blah blah blah. So then something happened that I've never had happen before. Well, I've had it happen before, but not had it happen before in this way. So I had the Valhalla disc in, and I'm like, I want to play some 2K21. Now, I quite often do this where it's like I put the game in with the, with the OG Xbox One and all that shit. And then it would be like, please insert the disc. It shows that initial splash screen and then kicks you back out. It's like something went wrong. Do you own this app or game? NBA 2K21 didn't do that. No, it just played the game. And I've had the game since last Thursday. It's now Saturday, so what's that, Thursday? It's around 9 days. I've been playing it for 9 days without the disc in. I'm not sure how the fuck that works. And then I kind of Googled it, and people were like commenting on forums about NBA games from 2015, say NBA 2K15, and they were like, I can play the game without putting the disc in. So I do not know what's going on there. If this generation of consoles, they can have this smart delivery thing, and you can install games. Say if you are going out to buy the new Call of Duty, you can install it ready, and then once you come home with the disc, put it in. I don't know whether it works for Call of Duty, so don't quote me on that. I'm just saying, like maybe first party games, if the game supports it, it will do it. So I don't know. Does it mean that you can just download NBA 2K21 and just play it? Does it mean it checks you have the disc once every 2 weeks? I mean, in my head, I'm kind of gonna speculate that they make so much money off the microtransactions, they don't really give a shit if some kid's like, oh, here, take the disc, install it on yours, and give me the disc back. I can't fathom it. Like, literally, I've been playing it for 9 days without a disc in the console. I put various other discs in the console. I thought maybe if, you take that disc out and then put another disc in. But anyway, enough of NBA 2K21 being weird. I also picked up Call of Duty Cold War. That game is just like, it's weird. Like, the first time I played the campaign, it was kind of fine. I think it crashed once. Now it's just completely broken. It runs like shit. And yeah, it just crashes, it stutters. So it's almost as if they've ruined it with a patch. But previously, prior to this patch, see, I don't know what's going on with the patches because it's the first time I've used instant on power mode. So basically, I'm getting updates, system updates, software updates, whatever, kind of, I don't know, whilst I'm jerking off or I'm at work or I'm taking a shit. Pretty much the only 3 things I do. Well, I do 4 things. I eat as well. I kind of breathe. Maybe I don't. I don't know. So yeah, they've kind of seemed to have broken it with an update, but when the campaign was working flawlessly, I couldn't play zombies. Now I can play zombies. Before I couldn't find a match. Now I can find a match, but it seems like I can only play 1 in 5 games because it just crashes anyway. So that game is just a shit show at the minute on the Series X. Like I said, I also picked up Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Did I say that? I should have said that about putting discs in and taking discs out. But yeah, apparently it runs kind of worse on the Xbox Series X, only kind of marginally. There's some screen tearing, some bits where the PS5 hits 60 frames per second and the Series X doesn't, which is bizarre. They're pretty much the same system, apart from the Xbox is more powerful, so it makes no sense. Clearly some sort of optimization or something issue. I should also touch on the reason why I got the Series X. To be honest, I would have both of the systems right now, except I don't know how I managed this. I bought it off Amazon, and the listing appeared like, I think the listings went live at like 8 a.m. or something, and they went live. No, they didn't go live. They weren't there. Like, and I was like, just like 20 minutes later, like searching Series X, like you couldn't. There was just no listing. And then I just kind of kept at it. I kept searching Series X, blah, blah, blah. Don't get me wrong, I was just lying in bed after a few beers the night before, probably had a hangover. And eventually I literally put in like Xbox Series X console or something, where it was like Xbox Series X wouldn't throw up the console. It was like you know, if you typed in the literal words of the title of the Amazon listing, that was the only way it was going to come up. So I did that and it came up, managed to get one in the basket, blah, blah, blah. So long story cut short, managed to get one. The other game that I've played on this is FIFA 21. Obviously the current gen, the new, you know, this optimized for Series X version isn't out yet. Supposedly going to come out on December the 4th, I believe. And it kind of, you can tell, like, the thing is with FIFA 21, it's like you're playing it at 4K, because obviously I'm assuming it's optimized for the Xbox One X, so you're playing it at 4K. You seem to be playing it at 60 frames a second, but it's as if the animations are running at 30 frames a second, so it looks, it's hard to explain. It's like, like when you've got a game that's relatively easy to run on a PC, but you can't run it on max settings. Maybe you have to knock it down, knock the anti-aliasing down a little bit, and then, like, say you leave it 5 years and then you get a brand new PC and it's like 5 times more powerful, and then you play the same game. That's what FIFA 21 feels like on this console at the minute. Doesn't look bad. It just feels like there's so much headroom, and you just need extra animations. Like I say, it already feels like it's running at 4K, so it'll be interesting. I don't really know what they're going to do. There is supposed to be, sort of a free update coming on the 4th. It does say, like, Xbox One and Series X versions included. And that's another thing that muddies this whole thing. It's like the Series S, like, is it like, it says Series S. S stands for Scarlet. I don't know what the X stands for. Probably Xbox. Who fucking knows? So Xylophone, the Xbox Xylophone code name. Yeah, but it's like all of these games say Xbox Series X, and that includes Series S, presumably at the lower 1440p that no actual TV supports, so it's upscaled 4K, blah blah blah. But it's just confusing, and the frustrating thing is, I feel like the console might fail because of what happened with the Wii U, and people were like, oh, it's just a Wii. But it wasn't. It was a completely new console, completely different, and that's what worries me about this. I mean, it doesn't worry me because it's backwards compatible, 3 generations, whatever. But it just seems retarded. I should comment on the controller. Feels pretty much exactly the same as the original. This thing here, this one was actually Wi-Fi Direct, I believe, not the Bluetooth one that came with the Xbox One X and S. But if I can find one, should have one hanging around here somewhere, probably in the back of this controller. What they actually did with this console is, I think it's here, these tabs here. You see, these bits here on these charging packs sort of slot in there. But thing is, it's quite wide. There's like a wide slot. Don't know if you can see that. It's wider than, you've got probably 15mm there, and then you have the things like 3mm wide, and then they will slot in there, so you've got 3mm going into about 15mm. Now on the new controller, you don't have 15mm. You have a pretty specific little envelope to, you know, slide your charging packs into. So what that means is that none of these charging packs actually fit the new controller. I don't know why that is. There's probably some technical reason. But, you know, other than the tabs, I'm assuming, you know, if you could cut the tabs off, I don't know, glue it in or something, then these packs, I assume, work with the newer consoles. I may be wrong, but to be honest, I'm considering just not buying charging packs for the newer console. I'm just using these controllers. The new ones do have a better D-pad, but they do also have this annoying capture button, which I don't want to ever use, and it's like you accidentally press it and it uploads screenshots to Xbox Live and stuff. Not a fan of that. I don't know about other people, but the first thing I do when I get a new console is turn the vibration off, or if it's the PS4, I turn the in-controller speaker off. It's like, you know, when I hear about the PS5, like I say, I'm not going to shit on the PS5, because the only reason I don't have one is because I didn't get one pre-order. That's another story. I basically went to bed at like 11 one night, and then they announced at midnight that they were going to open pre-orders at 8 a.m, and then I woke up at like 9:30, so that was a big bag of baby dicks. So yeah, I'm not trying to shit on the PS5, but when they're going on about like haptic feedback, blah blah blah, speakers in the controller, I mean, the original Xbox One, this thing here, as far as I remember, had some sort of haptic nonsense. I may be incorrect, where it was like it's supposed to change resistance. Turn it off day one. Don't give a shit. I don't want to make my games hard, like physically harder to play. I mean, I'm a very active person, do a lot of running, bike riding, boxing training, stuff like that. It's not because I'm lazy, it's just like when I'm playing games, I want to be fucking relaxing and maxing, not fucking having a fucking tendon workout. So yeah, that is pretty much what's been going on. I got that Xbox Series X thing. Got a very original Xbox there, because got Series. It's fucking, see what I mean? It's so confusing. I got Xbox One X down there, and then in here, I actually redecorate this room and everything. I'm currently need to put the bedclothes, duvet back on and stuff. But in here, I have the 1S, which has the annoying kind of fan noise on it, and that it like leads me to another thing that's annoying me. As you can tell, I've been on the beers. When people talk about a Series S, and they're like, I don't know what it is, it's just such an attractive piece of machinery. It's like, put my finger there, like, I know it's got like a big bulbous black bit there, but it's not like some brand new aesthetically revolutionary thing. It just looks like a fucking Xbox One S without the disc drive, which is already a thing because you can get the Xbox One S fucking digital version. I mean, mine looks a little bit different here because I have this, you know, you're supposed to like just pull that off. I don't know. I don't like pulling them things off. Pulled them off on my TV, my sound bar, so don't diss me for that. I don't know. I haven't pulled it off on them. I bought my Switch up here because I don't have enough HDMI ports for it now with the surround sound and Xbox Series X. So yeah, that is pretty much the top and bottom of where I'm at the minute. This the Oculus Quest 2. Got one game for it. Thrill of the Fight, very good boxing kind of, dare say simulation, because it's kind of one-to-one movements. It doesn't limit you to how many punches you can throw or anything of any sort of stupid stamina bar. And if you want to know how good it is, like basically you can, you know, it's my little area, my little 2 meter squared bit that I need. And if I'm playing the game and I need a piss, I can just kind of double tap the side of my head with the VR headset on, and it'll go black and white. Use the external cameras, and you know, I can just walk over here, down here using the cameras, not too much lag. Open the door, go for a piss, come back, you know, and boom, I'm back in the play area. Everything's automatic, ready to go. So yeah, very good. Minimal lag, has hand tracking. The only thing is, there's not really much I want to play on it, because I'm all about them console games. So yeah, if I turn these lights off here, then that can be the end of the video. So yeah, I wanted a PS5. I still want I want a PS5. I am not willing to spend. Let's head over to the green lights over here. Oh yes, the green lights of my thermostat. Yeah, I'm not willing to spend anything over RRP on literally anything, never mind a fucking games console. So that's a pretty lengthy video, and thanks for watching, and goodbye. Oh, and the heating just switched off. It's reached temperature. Oh yeah.